I want to put those like all over my face. Alright, so today we have a work appropriate makeup tutorial. My office is actually super chill. I could probably wear blue lipstick and no one would look twice. If you just got out of college and you're just starting your first job, or you could also wear this look to school, I hope this video is helpful for you guys. I pretty much wear some variation of this makeup every single day to work. I switch up the lips almost every single day. Sometimes I'll wear like a muted red lip, but I usually go for this kind of nudie situation. A lot of the products I use today are from my Ulta haul. I'll link that down below, but that was my last video that went up. If you guys want to see how I got this look, you're in the right place. Just keep watching. Alright, we are going to clip back the hairs. My skin is breaking out right now. I have no idea why. I haven't changed anything. I did start using the Clarisonic last night, and I swear to God, I woke up and this it was like gone. I don't know. I really like it so far. My skin just feels so nice this morning. I've already primed the face. I use the Body Shop Tea Tree Primer like always. And I'm going to start out with the Tatcha Dewy Skin Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. And this is just the travel size. I wanted to try out the travel before I spent like $40 on a setting spray. I actually prefer applying this underneath my makeup. The foundation I'm going to use is pretty matte, and this actually like shows through the foundation, which is awesome. I tried my NYX Dewy Skin Setting Spray yesterday to kind of compare the two, and this one definitely does a better job underneath foundation. I feel like NYX does a better job on top though. You can see the skin is looking super dewy right now. Oh no, I've dropped this like 10 times. So for foundation, I've been using the Lancome Teint Idole. No idea how to say that. Ultra 24-hour makeup. Someone tagged me in an Instagram photo of this. They just came out with this shade. It's in the shade 90 Ivory, and this is actually light enough for my skin tone. It's a tiny bit too cool toned, I feel like, for my skin, but it totally works and it lasts literally all day long. The finish by itself is way too matte for my liking, so I do use a damp makeup sponge. What are you doing? To apply it so it gives a little bit more dew, and then with Tatcha underneath, it's like perfection. So I just go in and stipple this guy on. I don't think this foundation is completely full coverage. You can definitely see some scarring and stuff through. I usually do a couple layers and I get it to like an almost full coverage. I should try mixing in the Cover FX drops with this actually. I really like this foundation for work because it doesn't look super heavy on my skin. I don't powder it. I love that it has a pump, hell yeah. And I'm just going over that first layer, and I just like to do this on spots that I have acne scarring showing through or anything we want to cover up. When you go over with the second layer, it doesn't look cakey at all. It sits super nice on the skin. Blend down that neck, ladies. So as you can see, you can still see my skin underneath, which I actually don't mind for work. I am going to use concealer to cover up the under eyes. I'm going to use my Urban Decay Naked Skin, which I'm almost completely out of. So we'll see how this goes. Hands down, best concealer ever. I'm just applying this in a V shape under my eyes to brighten everything up and any acne scarring. I'm gonna take the Beauty Blend, or the, what is this, Real Technique sponge, and just pounce it out. I like to use my finger to blend out the concealer usually. I feel like it gives better coverage. Set the under eye, like always, Physicians Formula powder, correcting powder. If you like your T-zone more matte looking, you can also use whatever is left over on the brush and just pounce it a little bit on the forehead. I actually like it kind of dewy, so I'm not going to do that much. This foundation isn't super fast drying, like it's still pretty tacky, so I go on to brows next. I have a full brow routine that I'll link down below if you haven't seen it yet, but for brows for work, I like to keep it a little more simple. I don't carve them out at all, and I just kind of use a lighter hand. So I'm going to go in with my Ulta Brow Tint Brow Gel in the shade Deep. Holy grail brow gel, this stuff is amazing. If you like your brow shape, you could totally just use this. I like to bring my brows out a little bit farther, so I am going to go in with my dip brow afterwards. Brows are one of those things that you probably want to keep a little bit more natural for work. I'm going to take my dip brow pomade in the shade Granite. I usually use the brown shade, but I've been going in with this lately and I kind of like it. I have this weird like X shape going on. What is happening? So I basically just fill in the tail end of my brow with this. My mirror feels like it's a mile away right now. I'm just adding a tiny bit of shape to the top, and that is basically all I do for brows for work. I always have a harder time with the shape on this side, so sometimes I have to go in with concealer. You can see it's a little big on the end there. Honestly, a lot of the times for work I don't care because people aren't looking at my brows. I'm just going to use whatever's left over to do kind of like an upward motion at the front of the brow. To be completely honest, I would probably leave that brow for work. I just don't have time in the morning, so that's what we're gonna do today. Cheers. Next, we're gonna add just a tiny bit of contour. This is obviously an optional step. You don't have to contour at 6 in the morning for work. I like it just because I feel like it gives me a little bit more definition on my face. I'm gonna try out this Ulta contour kit for the first time. I mentioned this in my most recent haul. Actually, a few of these products are gonna be from that haul. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade Warmth bronzer. It definitely looks like it's more of a bronzer, not a contour. I'm gonna take this big tapered brush and we're just gonna see what happens. I'm just kind of dusting this, not really contouring. Bringing this a tiny bit on my temples just to warm up the face. I think we're gonna try out that same highlight in the palette. I'm gonna try this Luster highlight, which is like a light yellow gold. It doesn't look very pretty in the pan at all. It looks pretty flat. I just washed it on my hand. It might be good. Who knows? We'll find out. So we're just gonna put this right on the top of the cheekbone. I always do a highlight for work, especially like a more natural one. Whoa, that's actually really pretty. I feel like that actually gives a really nice like sheen. Probably don't want to be putting like champagne pop on your cheekbones for work. I feel like something like this is fine. I'm gonna try out this Makeup Revolution Sugar and Spice Ultra Blush Palette. Looks like there's some super nice shades in here. And look at those. I want to put those like all over my face. I think we're gonna go in with this one. This looks most work appropriate. So I'm just placing this mostly on the apples of my cheek. Bronzer and highlight are optional, but I would definitely apply some kind of blush onto your face. Okay, moving on to eyes. I usually go super simple for my eyes at work. Almost every single day I go in with the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. The shade Salted Caramel is perfect for the crease. Just gives your eyes some definition and shape, but it doesn't really look like you're wearing a ton of eyeshadow. Favorite brush for that is the IT Cosmetics like Duo brush. I don't even know what this is called. It doesn't really have, oh yeah, it does. It's complexion brush number 7. I usually don't put on a primer because in the morning I honestly can't be bothered. We have concealer on our eyelid right now, so it's all good, don't worry. Blending this into the crease, I think I had some peanut butter left on there because this looks a little darker than it usually does. So I'm just putting this directly in the crease. I'm not blending too far out or too far in. You want most product to be right on the outer third, and then whatever's left over blend inwards. I usually keep my lids completely bare because like I said, we have concealer on there, so nothing's showing through. If you wanted to, you could apply white chocolate on the lid. For the inner corner, I'm gonna go back in with that same highlight shade we used on the face. This is just a quick and easy tip for the morning when you don't wanna be using like 5,000 different products. Just use the same highlight that you put on your face. These highlights also look a little bit more natural than like shimmery light shades. Pop a tiny bit on the Cupid's bow. Maybe a little bit on the nose, you never know. This look is all about the mascara. If you don't have Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara in your life, you need it. I feel like this is one of the only mascaras that I feel comfortable not wearing eyeliner with. Makes your lashes look freaking amazing. So when I apply this, I just look down. This is one of those mascaras that less can be more. So I usually try and get a good first coat. When it starts to look clumpy, that's when you want to stop. So that's literally all I do. You can see the difference. I just look a lot more awake on this side. You only need one coat of this stuff, which is great for the morning. It does take a little bit to dry, so make sure you don't like look at the ceiling right away. I always put a little coat of Wet n Wild Mega Length on the bottom lashes. While the eyes are drying, I'm just gonna take a baby wipe and I just like to wipe off the foundation from my lips. Alright, so for lips you want to have like a little bit of color but not anything super intense. Sometimes I wear red lipstick to work, but that's just because I can at the office I work in. But I'm assuming most people can't, so these options are for you. My camera battery just died. I don't remember what we were talking about, but I think we were talking about lips. So I have 2 lip liners that are like my go-to liners for work. The first is Essence in the Nude and the second is Colourpop Skimpy. Both of these are super nice nude lip liners that you can wear with pretty much anything. We're gonna go in with Skimpy today by Colourpop. I'm gonna be completely filling them in today with this lip liner. Next we're gonna go in with this Almay gloss. This is in the shade 800 Rosy Lipped. I just picked this up because they had like a 40% off Almay sale. I don't think I've ever bought anything from Almay in my life, but I actually really like this and it smells like cake. And we're just gonna apply this all over. Alright, so this is the final look. This is pretty much what I do every single day for work. Lips are the only thing that I switch up every day. Other good lip options are Colourpop's Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Midi. This is like a perfect wearable kind of nude. I also really like Pacifica, what is this? Devotion, Deeply Devoted Natural Lipstick. This is in the shade Natural Mystic. That's a lot of natural in one name. This is just a super nice kind of natural berry color. If you don't put too much of this on, it can look like just ate a lollipop kind of red lip. It does have a super strong coconut smell, so if you're not about that, you won't like this. Let me know down below what you guys wear to work. If you guys like this video and it was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up so I know. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.